Hey guys. What? Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I want to apologize for my tardiness. It took me almost 2 months, I think, almost 2 months to release this. Now there's a reason for that. I have been waiting for all of the components of the setup to arrive because my previous video, the one that did so well, it had over 100,000 views. I want to thank you guys so much for the support and for the reactions to those videos. I did read all the comments, and a very big majority of them were asking me for my setup. Now, instead of, I did answer, but I felt like I could maybe make a video on it, and I didn't make one before because, well, frankly, I was waiting for parts to arrive because this has been an ongoing process. It has been tedious. It's been expensive. It's taken a while, and it wasn't easy. It was not easy at all, especially because I made a few, maybe not mistakes, but I had to make some choices, which maybe I can help you guys with as well if you do run into these similar problems as me. So without further ado, let's get started. This is a quick overview of the setup. Now, I do play with, sorry for the finger, with the PS5 and computer. Now, I mentioned this why? Because this middle screen is different to the side screens. Now, that is a cost efficiency thing because having triple OLEDs was gonna get a little bit too crazy. So I did have to find screens that had the same resolution, so refresh rate 120 hertz native at 4K, which these two do have. Now, they are both Sonys. The three of them are Sonys, in fact, and I wanted to do that because I wanted to try and make sure that all of the screens had the same refresh rate, had the same resolution, and were of the same brand, just to make things a little bit easier for the GPU, for the Nvidia surround and whatnot. Now, I did overlook a few things. The reason why I got the OLED one was because I wanted to play with the nice PS5 and with the computer, which we will get into in a second because that is a beast. Now, to make sure that I could make use of the beast, the OLED screen in the middle was necessary. Now, the problem with the OLED screen in the middle is that it's great, and the other two on the sides, now you can even tell here. Now, it's not a massive mega difference, but it is extremely noticeable when you're playing, that they don't have the same contrast. Now, even though they are the same refresh rate, the same brand, the same resolution, you can tell, especially when you're playing in dark games, you can tell that they're not the same. Now, I tried to align them as perfectly as I could. I ran into a few problems, which we will get into a bit later on. So for now, let's dive into the chair. So my rig, it hasn't changed in the last 2 months. Because it works. So it's the Next Level Racing GT track, full of adjustability on the back, on the slides, over here for angles of attack. If you do have a Thrustmaster load cell, the middle anchor point is actually in the middle. It's not pre-drilled on this metal plate that comes with this rig. So if you do have a Thrustmaster load cell, you will have to drill most likely. But with the V3s, you don't have to do that. The pre-drilled holes are fine. This rig is extremely sturdy. It's awesome. I love it. No need to change it. And yeah, don't change what works. I have these cushions over here because, well, I spend lots of hours here and I like to be a little bit more comfortable, but that's purely a personal thing. So, love it. Now on to the beast. The 3090 i9 11900K 64 gig of RAM 2 terabytes of SSD. I mean, this guy is the crown jewel of the house, without a shadow of a doubt. This is a mega beast. It's the Omen 30L. It's a pre-built as well, so I did have some issues with other computers before I got this one. And over here, we got the PS5. Now, we will get into connections and stuff regarding the screens later, but great little pieces of hardware here. These guys are awesome. Now, you might be wondering what these guys are. And that's because this part of the house, well, we had to, me and my dad, we had to actually drill. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see, but we had to drill from back there. So we drilled from the other side of the house to get electricity from in there, and we got this like handmade wooden, super strong and powerful, safe extension plug. This is like wooden, hand built. It's insane. Now I have all of the powerful stuff connected to this, and this is connected to this. This is a power a current stabilizer. I have this just to prevent any peaks screwing up with all of these systems, because there's a lot of power going through here. So I'm just making sure that I isolate the electricity coming from one part of the house, the more stable electric part, and I'm using this guy just in case, to make sure that the current going in is the same as the one going out, to avoid any issues. And then that goes into this guy, which is a super strong, safe, stable extension cord. And then this guy powers other extension cords, and yeah, it's a little bit of a nightmare in terms of cable management, but I'm only getting there now, so bear with me. So as you know, I have the DD Pro. I used to have the TGT2. Definitely prefer this guy. I'm using this rim now, but I also have a few other rims over here. Let's see, the TGT one, the McLaren one. We'll work on that in a sec. And over here, also incredible. I mean, look at this. This just looks insane, right? Am I crazy? This feels like the feeling I have is the same as when I'm in my own car. You know, it really does give you that vibe. These brakes are insane. I don't know if it's worth the extra money, the inverted pedals instead of the normal ones, because I haven't tried the normal ones. I would assume that they're also incredibly good, but I'm in love with these pedals. They are fantastic. I know they're a few years old already, and I was a little bit worried about that, but I mean, don't change what works. They are absolutely awesome. So V3 inverteds with the DD Pro on the PS5 and a PC with a 3090. That's for now what we have, and we were pairing that with this guy, which is an OLED screen, specifically because we had the PS5 before the computer. So we got this screen with a 2.1 HDMI. Now, this is where it gets complicated. I did forget to mention Logitech mouse and keyboard. For me, it's very important to have a keyboard that lights up, because you normally race with the lights turned a little bit dimmed down, and if you can't see keyboard, that's not good. Now, also, I would like to mention that I bought this guy over here, which is one of the best things that I did buy. It is a USB. So these 4 are chargers, and these 8 are USB ins, and you can control them, the power source individually of each one. This is so useful. I cannot even begin to describe. Anyone really should use one of those guys. And the Elgato stream mic, which will be used for the streams in the near future. Problem number 1. I assumed that my computer had 3 HDMI 2.1 outputs. Extremely wrong. I don't even know why. I mean, that was completely my bad. It has 3 DisplayPort 1.4s and 1 2.1 HDMI. The problem with that is that they don't have the same bandwidth. So the cable that would work between 1.4 DisplayPort to 2.1 HDMI would not be giving you the same performance. So pain in the ass. Why? Because I already have the OLED screen attached to the PS5. Perfect 4K 120 gaming. On the OLED screen, it looked magnificent. But then I had to find a way to connect the 3090 with the DisplayPort out into my screens that all had HDMI 2.1. Now, the side screens, they aren't the same as the middle one. They are full array technology. They are Sony. They do have native 4K 120 as well. That was the minimum requirement. They are much less expensive. and again, so this is problem number 2, okay? They don't have the same width. So the screens, the OLED screen, the full array screen, I completely forgot to even think about this and got the screens thinking it was great, same size, same resolution, and then they got here, and when I tried to put them onto the screen with the help of my dad, we realized, damn, like the fact that one is thicker than the other is going to affect where we can place them. So in fact, let me show you. So this is the back of the TV. So as you can see, the LED, the OLED, we had to fit a little piece of wood over here to try and separate and give a little bit of distance, because this guy here was fatter than that one. So when we tried to connect them, this just wasn't at the right angle. On top of the fact that, yes, the floor is actually tilted. If this floor is a little bit tilted, you understand what that means to these TVs. They inherently have awkward angles of attack. So what we had to do is we had to put these books on certain places, and it's a little bit of a shit show. I'm not gonna lie, but this is problems that only arose because I don't have the same screens, and because I didn't want to get rid of the OLED because I use it to play with the PS5. And so what did I have to do? I ended up buying these adapters that they're Club 3D. They're connected to power supply, and they worked. They kind of worked. So the reason for getting this setup is to have 4K 120. Disclaimer: I haven't been able to get 4K 120 yet. Now I do think that is a limitation on cables. I'm not bottlenecked anywhere else in the whole system. I was using these adapters, Club 3D. They did claim that they could do that, and they didn't. The best I could get was at 1440p, 60 frames, 60 hertz. So it wasn't great. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't exactly why I have this whole setup for. And then I found these other cables, which I was extremely on the fence about, because they were cheaper than the adapters alone, and they were Chinese. And also, by the way, the funniest thing, they came in 3 different packs. The same cable came packaged in 3 different ways, in 3 different types of packs. It made no sense. But I mean, I'm not gonna, they work. So I'm now getting at 1440p, 120 frames on Nvidia Surround, which is great compared to what I had. But it's been a constant evolution. Every single day, I'm learning something new. Every single day, I'm changing, I'm tweaking, and it's getting better. It genuinely is. I mean, I actually have things where I want them now, kind of, and I'm starting to understand what creates the tearing, what creates, so I'm slowly but surely getting there in terms of where I want the rig. It does look incredible. Any questions that I can answer for you guys, hit me up, please. This has been an incredible experience to build all this. I mean, my dad obviously helped me out because I couldn't carry all this by myself. I hope you like I got a microphone. I got a little microphone, so hopefully you can hear me better. I'm recording in better quality, so I am trying to listen to your feedback, and I'm trying to improve upon this. So any more feedback is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if this has helped you out in any way. I will start to be making more content very, very soon because I have the capture card now. I just need to figure out how to work it. And yeah, I'll be doing a lot more streaming, especially a lot more videos. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to write them in the comments down below, and I will answer as many as I can. Thank you guys so much, and yeah, never lift, never stop believing.